Today on the Philly Talk podcast, we got to talk about a perfect trade scenario. I would go as far to say this is what you call a Howie Roseman type trade. D tackle Jeffery Simmons could be available for the right price.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast, and today we are talking about trading for Jeffery Simmons. Would you do it? I would love to give a second-round pick, but even if you had to give up the 30th overall pick, your second first-rounder, would you do it for Jeffery Simmons? Let me know in the comment section. But before we get into this, help your boy out and hit that like button. Y'all been killing the likes. Subscribe and ding the bell so you know when we go live or drop videos. Let's get into it. Rumor: the GM for the Tennessee Titans desires to do a full rebuild his own way. All veterans will likely be available for the right price, including D-tackle Jeffery Simmons, per source. Simmons just unfollowed the Tennessee Titans and removed all his related images from his IG. We as Eagle fans know about players removing related images from their IG. We just went through it. But this guy right here is a 25-year-old stud. 7.5 sacks last year, 58 combined tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and he got 6 pass deflections. Getting your hand up at the line of scrimmage is very important in today's game since it's a passing league, right? 7.5 sacks is good for a D tackle. That's a little bit more than Fletcher Cox. And right now, his cap hit is only 10.7, 10.5. I believe the Eagles got about 13 mil in cap space. So we have the room to do it. Again, if Howie Roseman can finagle 2 seconds, a fourth, some of this year's picks and some of next year's picks, I would love it. But if you ask me, would you do the first round pick, 30th overall? Yes, I still would do that because he is so good and D-tackle was a need. Elliot Shore-Parks agrees with me. We both feel the same way, and he noticed some important things, right? No trade in the NFL screams Howie Roseman more than a trade for Jeffery Simmons. One, he's a foundational position that Howie Roseman believes in, D-tackle. 2, it's a position of need for the Philadelphia Eagles, D-tackle. He's only 25 years old, and he has 1 more year left of his deal. Now, could we bring him in long term? I don't know what the numbers would be. We just lost Hargrave because he balled out 11 sacks from the D-tackle position, and he got 21 mil a year. Probably can't afford that because next year, not next year, but the year after that, I believe whatever we do with Jalen Hurts, that's when the contract will kick in. But this does scream Howie Roseman. If you use the 30th overall pick, you're getting yourself a surefire D tackle that can play the run, that can pass rush. Jordan Davis and Jeffery Simmons with a rotation of Fletch and Milton Williams, you're talking about running it back for real, for real. Again, if you look at overall play, Jeffery Simmons is better than Javon Hargrave. Hargrave is the better pass rushing D tackle, but Jeffery Simmons plays the run way better than Javon Hargrave, and he would help this D line, right? You go ahead and get Terrell Edmonds, you get Greedy Williams, you get Nicholas Morrow, and now you bring in Jeffery Simmons. That would make this defense be as good, if not better, than last year's. I think maybe, yes, Terrell Edmonds, not the same guy with interceptions as C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but he offers something different as a hybrid and helping stop the run. And same with Jeffery Simmons. He's not going to get you 11, 12 sacks like Hargrave, but he's a stout stout defender against the run. And that was our Achilles heel at time last year. I think this move is a very low-key, sneaky move that Howie could do. Remember, on draft day, the Eagles traded the 18th pick and something else for A.J. Brown. Hey, we could be on the board at 30, and next thing you know, what? The Tennessee Titans are on the board? Again? Jeffery Simmons, 25 years old. Again, next year, I believe it's 10.7 against the cap. We can afford it. Now, I'm not sure if I would do a first-round pick, even though it's the 30th overall one, for a 1-year rental. If Howie Roseman can't get the long-term contract done, then I wouldn't do it, right? I'm not giving up a first-round pick for a rental. We have to get younger on this team. And by getting younger, you're getting a 25-year-old stud, right? Who knows if the pick at 30, whether you move back into the second round, move up, who knows if that 30th overall pick hits? We've been better drafting in the last couple years, but you don't know if it's going to hit. Jeffery Simmons is a stud. He's not just a guy who's good. He's one of the best D tackles in the game. So I'm looking at this as if the Eagles have an opportunity to do this, it just makes perfect sense. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And again, if you're telling me we could do it for a second and a fourth and a third, something like that, cool. But if I had to throw in the first round pick, 30th overall, for a guy who plays 25 years old as good as he does, sign me up. Sign me up. Before we get out of here, I do want to talk about this. The Baltimore Ravens did have significant interest in signing Philadelphia Eagles All-Pro cornerback Darius Slay per Jeff Z of The Athletic. So, that little window of him, I don't even think he was released, but that day, the Ravens made a strong push to sign Big Play Slay. But what happened? Hashtag hit my line before you sign. Howie Roseman got the job done. I don't know what we would be thinking if we didn't bring back Slay. Like if somehow we signed Bradbury, Slay dipped out, I think that would be a huge hole in the defense. I know some people are saying Slay didn't play that good in the second half. He's still an all-pro corner. And I do not believe he's done. I'm so glad that we outbidded the Ravens or were able to finagle something, because seeing Darius Slay next to Marlon Humphrey would have been good for Ravens fans, but it would have been bad for Eagle fans. And I do think the secondary is going to play a big part in guys like Terrell Edmonds and Nicholas Morrow stepping up big time, right? You're talking about C.J. Gardner-Johnson admitting that playing alongside of Slay and Bradbury is part of the reason why he was as good as he was. And so I can't wait to see how this defense unfolds. Again, that 10th pick, I will not trade for Jeffery Simmons. But the 30th, other stuff, I would. I think he just transforms this defense. Defense is what we need, right? That's where we lost most of our players. Epps, CJ, Edwards, Kaiser, Hargrave. We only lost one offensive player, two offensive player, Isaac and Miles. But the offseason has been good, right? I think Howie Roseman has done a great job supplementing some of the needs on defense. The draft is going to be huge, but getting this guy in the building would be a big-time win. A big-time win by Howie Roseman. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, Eagle Nation. I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and ding the bell. We got to grow notification gang. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. Oh, I will be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the Jan live stream, where you can come on through the Jan app and chop it up Eagles barbershop style. Sorry I couldn't do it tonight, but tomorrow, 7 p.m., be there. Until next time, you know what time it is. We out.